Welcome to 100 Yards of Football. And tonight, hey, it's another great night. We got a great Delray Beach legend with us tonight. Help me welcome Mr. Calvin Lamar Brown to the show. Calvin, welcome to the show, brother.
Hey.
Yes, sir. I got you.
You got me, brother.
I saw you last, I think February. We had the award ceremony.
That's rewards.
Yes,
sir.
Man. Jane put on a great show that night, man. And so,
yeah,
it's amazing. When I saw you that night, I didn't know who you. When I first saw, I said, "Who is that guy right there?" And then I had to go back. That's little Calvin.
I'll take you back to 19. I think it was 75. I was a ring bearer, and you was at my sister's wedding.
I was in your sister's wedding. At Jane's house.
Yeah. At Jane's house. That's right. Yeah.
That's right.
That's right.
Man,
Larry and Gene got married.
Look at the time, man.
Oh yeah, man.
Hey, listen,
Stokes, my piano teacher was on the one of my inspirations was on the piano playing the tune as I walked down the grass with that
Perry was playing that day. He was playing that day.
That was Perry Stokes. I got him on. I got a picture of him.
Wow.
I got you with the afro, and who that was? Was that Jake, Larry?
Jake. It was Jake.
Boo. Yeah. You know them boys, the Gathers. Yeah.
Man, it's a small world, man.
Oh yeah, man. I go back, man. I go back. I was 4 years old, but I didn't forget.
Hey, you can never forget things like that. But listen, It's amazing, right? So when I read your story, it's powerful. And so when I think about Delray in particular, so we got to go back to the beginning, and we're gonna escalate up to where we are today and what you're doing now.
Right.
But you got such a strong musical background, and I want to know, how were you inspired to be a musician back when everybody played ball in Delray? Explain that.
You're going in. I couldn't hear you. Said, how was I inspired? Say it again.
How was you inspired to be in the music business?
Well, it goes way back to when I was, I think, around 10, 11, 12 years old. Right in there is when I think a lot of the parades in Delray, because there wasn't a lot of exposure, except Charles Brown Jr., my brother, you know him, from Atlantic High School, class of 78, 79.
Yes, sir.
He had a broom, I never forget, in a guitar pick. He'd be in the car picking, like he played the guitar or something, or really? My mama had the radio on, and I was looking at him like, yeah. And he did a lot of influence came from him, because he played baritone. I was never around. He was 10 years older than me, so he was way ahead of me, and in a lot of things. And as far as the enrichment of music, he got a little taste of it before I did. He was out there with the Delray Rocks playing rock ball.
That's right.
And I went and tried my hand at it, and it wasn't for me, because my mama, Fannie Brown, she babied me too much, as they said. And when I got up there, I didn't know what it was to know what tough meant. And when those coaches came at me and hit me and throwing stuff at me, and I said, "What you doing this to me for? What's going on? I just want to play football."
Oh, right.
It was God. It was God, I think, working in me at that time, at that young age. I tell you the truth.
Amen.
It took everything in me to say I didn't want to do this. I said I love football, but I said it was one day I just had. I was running out there and had Santa Spurs and my Santa Spurs and my socks. And we was out there. Coach Walk had us crabbing, and
Bob
Mitchell had us running up and down each other, and throwing dirt on us, and we was wrestling. I said, "That's it. I had enough. That's it.
I had enough."
So I was. I think I was. It was one rainy day, and I was out playing, and me and a couple of neighborhood kids. I never forget. This is real vivid. It had some buckets here, we had some little tricky things around the neighborhood, little sticks and stuff. And I was standing in front of them, And I was telling him what to hit and when to hit and telling him to hit this. Okay, yeah. And I was like, and then the storm came and rained on us. I didn't want to quit. I didn't want to leave. I want to stay out there and play. I said, man, so then it rained. Okay, we had to go to our houses. And then after it rained, as soon as it stopped raining, my mama, can I go out there and play? And I just wanted to, anyway, I just knocking on the doors. Can so-and-so come out? Can Johnny come out? Can Ed come out? I said, no, he's too wet out there. Can him? Because I want to do it again. And the passion was I was on fire. And at that moment, it's like I say, I need to be doing something like this. And it was Carl Wesley. When I went around the corner out of Carver Park, and I went to Carver Middle School. It was Carver Middle School then.
Right.
And I sat there and I forget the guys like Greg Fulton, Steve Jones.
Yeah.
You know, all the cats the young cats my age. You know, they was a year older than me, but he asked, you know, what you want to play? And they said, who want to play drums? Everybody rep the drums. All the athletes who faster than me, so they all rep this. That's it. And I had to sit down in the chair, and I was in the seventh grade. He said he put this big old giant horn on my lap. I said, well, what this? He said, son, that's the bass horn. You're gonna play bass horn. Okay. I said, bass horn? Yeah, blowing it. Blowing it. The first time I blew that thing, it was like, I promise you, it was like magic. Because I know as a band director, yes, it's hard to make a B flat tone come out of the tuba. That's one of the lower tones. Right. And it came out like with ease. Wow. You know, he's like, boy, wow, you're a good tuba player. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, and so and that impact, you know, and with him and his legacy from the March 100, he didn't talk about it much. I learned much more at the past award ceremony, right, about when he marched in the 50s. I said, what? I said, I know he played trumpet and everything. I know he was in 100. I didn't know he's way back then. But he was my band director, and he really, you know, got me going. I jumped in the 7th grade. I don't know what's going on in the 6th grade. I guess I was at home making missing everything. But I got the 7th grade, and I jumped from a beginning band to the advanced band in the same year. Wow. He put me in the same class with those guys that were more advanced than me. And I got there, but I sped up real fast. And as I started progressing in music, and the love started growing, I knew what I liked to do. My mama saw I loving it so much that my grades started declining. And she's like, oh, hey. Like the mouthpiece is a pacifier. I'm going to take it from you if you don't get the grades up. That's right. So you get the grades up. You want the mouthpiece? You get the grades up. You get the grades up. That's right. That's a trade-off. That's an incentive. She did it. And I said, oh, okay. That's good. Well, that's what you want. I'm going to do it. That's what I'm going to do. That's good. And then, of course, it trickled up into the years. I went to Atlantic High School, and size, I got bigger and bigger. And I was kind of walked away from football. You know, ever since I experienced it, but I had a bad experience. I didn't want to go through that anymore, you know. Right. So I stayed with band, and I went to high school, started blowing the horn and tubing, and all the football coaches looking at me and licking their chops. Hey, man, put that tuba down here on the football field. Put that tuba down here. That's all these ball. Coach Harden, all of them come at me. Man, hey, put that horn down, man. Your brother play ball, man. Give him that bench. Let's go work out. Let's get out here. And my band director will always jump in front of him. No, sir. No, sir. Get back. He's my tuba player. He ain't going nowhere. I love it, man. I love it. Yeah, that's a true story now. And even it goes even further than that, Brother Butler. When I was a senior in high school, I made all county and all state. You know, I had made first, second chair everywhere I went. You know, I was pretty good on my horn. I got on my craft. And it wasn't until Charlie Brown, because he went off to college, he came back, and I told him, I said, you know, I got a scholarship. I'm gonna go to Florida State. I was headed to Florida State until this one moment. This is the story I'm gonna tell here. Okay, all right. And Charles Brown Jr. He came down and blasted me out. He said, "What? You going well, boy? Right across the street is FAMU, the baddest band on the planet. What are you talking about?" That's right. I said, "What? FAMU? FAMU? Boy, get in the car. You go with me Saturday." We went to the 56th annual Orange Blossom Classic. There you go. I had never been to a classic. I had never seen an all-black band. I had never seen. I mean, here's how it went, and the story goes like this: when we got down to Miami, I don't even think I got a ticket. I was just something just guiding me and just driving like I was driving force. Sucking me in. I told my ex a stupid question. I said, why they got the music so loud? He said, music, fool, that's the band. That's the band. I said, you know, band that loud. I couldn't. My only ears only hear. I hear all the stuff. I got in there,
Right.
and I looked at my eyes was amazed. But I was shocked.
Amen.
I looked around the field, all this orange and green, and everybody flipping and jumping and splitting and doing. I said, "Wait a minute! I'm looking for a Caucasian person. I can't find one of them.
Can't find her.
It's a band. What school is this?" I'm like, he said, "Boy, that's Florida A&M March 100."
That's right.
And I was up on there, and I couldn't take my eyes. I was just in total awe. I didn't know. I couldn't tell you a football play much. I was watching the band. I was just in awe. It's just standing looking at the band the whole time. I was there in the stands from the field. I was in mesmerized awe of like, oh my gosh, I got to have some of that. I got to get in that band.
You got to get it. You got to get it.
And my senior year, I was riding around in the car, driving my mom and dad Bergen at Bonneville. Going back and forth to school, that was driving, and I was playing Keith Sweat, "Make It Last Forever" album, and I got to the stadium. They got in concert band formation, and they played Keith Sweat, "Make It Last Forever." I said, "Wait, what?
Wait a minute!
They play Keith Sweat song?" I heard that song. It sounded so good, and then the tuba line came in. It just sung to my heart. I got chills. I was in awe and glow. Yes. And I made it a sound that hurt my banner at the high school because he was a Florida State graduate. And I went him and I went him everything. So I'm sorry, sir. I understand. I got a scholarship. I understand Florida State. I was going to go be a music major. I was going to be a sheriff deputy and everything. Right. Police officer, music. I was going to do it all right there at Florida State.
Right.
Until I saw that band on that Saturday.
Yes, sir.
I turned to my brother. You know, Charles Brown, he always, hard on it. I said, this time next year, I'm going to be on that field.
I'm going to be on that field, Doc.
For the 57th annual corner. He said, no, you ain't. You too soft. You too sorry. You got to quit. You need to quit. You soft. You sorry. You ain't got enough heart.
Hey, he's a good big brother. He's a good big brother.
I said, yeah. You know the type.
I know Charlie, man. Well, I know it well.
You hard, baby. You gonna quit. You gonna be nothing. Watch. I said, all right. This time next year, I'm gonna be on that field, and I promise you, I went through a whole lot. When I got to the hill, I heard about it, and I went through it.
Yes, sir.
I said, come hell or high water, I'm gonna wear that uniform.
Yes, sir.
I'm marching the horn. Okay, what y'all do to me? I ain't going to quit. I ain't quitting.
Well, I'm going to tell you, a lot of people don't understand. First of all, most people know that it's a great band.
Oh, yeah.
And it's been great throughout the history of it, right?
Oh, yeah.
But nobody, unless you've been there to see it, and because I was in Tallahassee, I got a chance to see it.
You know,
because I had two cousins who played in the band.
Yes, sir.
Kevin and Todd Butler both played in the band.
Okay.
And so when I got free time in Tallahassee, we would go over to the Patch. That was a hangout spot, right?
Yes, sir.
And then when I couldn't go to the Patch because of football stuff, we would sit out in front of our apartment because we can hear it.
Yes, sir.
All the way across town.
Yes, sir.
And bro, let me tell you something. There is nothing like that. Nothing like the Marching 100. But I want to go back because I'm going to ask you about a few people. Mr. Wesley, words can't explain.
Cannot.
What he means to us, what he meant to the city of Delray, what he brought to the city of Delray at Carver High School.
Yes, sir.
Because see, when we were Carver High School, now I didn't get the chance to go to Carver, but I was old enough to feel it, right? And so the music was just as important as those last two state titles.
Yes, sir.
All right, because they went hand in hand.
Yes, sir.
So you went to the game. You didn't just get a great football game with some great football players. In my opinion, the best in Delray history. That Carver High group. But the band.
Yes, sir.
Bruce Harris, T-Foot.
Yeah, T-Foot.
Hold on. Listen, man.
What you know about T-Foot?
What?
Oh, yes, sir.
What?
I see it every time. I love T-Foot. Boy,
T-Foot was a monster.
Yes,
and
sir.
he was a monster up on the hill.
Yes, sir.
You know, and so, Reggie Neal, French horn, Lord McCray, French horn. Bruh, listen, man. So when I was a kid, when you hear parade come through Atlantic Avenue on the black side of town and Carver High was involved,
oh, yeah.
They put on a show.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, they put on a show. And Mr. Wesley, man, what can I say? He brought the thunder to Delray through the band.
Yeah,
he brought the thunder. He brought the thunder, man, and it was amazing. Then we had talent like Bruce Harris. I don't know if you know who Bruce Harris is. Bruce Harris, listen at this now. You know, James Brown, almost every time Jet Magazine came out, James Brown had a new #1 hit song, right?
Right.
They would get the songs, and Bruce would write out the music for each position in the band, for the trumpets. Each section. Bruce wrote the music out.
Yes, sir. That's bad.
So him and Mr. West were like this. Bruce was just so gifted, he can get at the and by Wednesday, they had all the music they need for every session. Think about it.
That's a gift. That's a gift. Because I do that. I do that. I arrange music, so I know that thing. I know what it takes.
You know what it takes to do that. That's not easy, is it?
No, it ain't easy.
It's not an easy process, right?
But if you gifted, you got a talented ear. If you got a gifted ear, you can pick that stuff up. You make the band sound just like the recording on the radio.
Just like that. So now I gotta ask you, because see, I know how I was, right? So remember, we integrated in 1970 when I was in the 6th grade.
Okay.
All right. So that was 1970. We didn't have a Carver High anymore. We had Atlantic High. Seacrest became Atlantic High. They took kids, half a kid Seacrest, half a kid from outside of town, and we had Atlantic High School, the old Atlantic High School, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
All right. And so one of the things that changed, we still played good football, but we didn't have the same band going on. Right?
Right.
It was a different band. It was a different band.
Yeah.
Now I gotta say this. So we get to my high school, Atlantic, and you know we got a good football team, but we ain't got that thump up there in the stands. We ain't got it. We ain't got it. They were playing songs like "Hey Jude," right? And I'm like, come on, man. And then they was playing what's that song they played my senior year?
The Horse.
They did play the Horse. We always had the Horse.
They had the Horse.
We played the Horse the whole time, but there was a song. Anyway, maybe I'll think of it that they played, but we didn't have a song. We didn't have a song.
I got you.
So I'm going like, all right, they can give us one song. They can play all they want to play, all that competition stuff, all that stuff they do at halftime. Do that, but give us a song. So check this out. So I'm in the 10th grade. I'm playing varsity football. We over in the muck over in Pahokee. We're playing against Pahokee, and they winning. No, we're winning the game. It's at the end of the game. We're winning, but it looked like they finna win the game. They driving the score, and we couldn't stop them. Then we had a tuba player. I'm gonna call his name in a minute. He stood up, Calvin, and he started with this. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom.
Skin tight.
Yes, sir. Man, and I'll never forget it now. I'm in the huddle. I look at Jimmy St. Phil. I look at Chuck Jones. They look at me. Man, we got fired up in that huddle. We stopped them. We won the game. That was the only time we heard that. And I think he got in trouble for doing that. Because I don't think he was supposed to do it.
Yeah, I did stuff like that too. My band, because they didn't like us, but I was the captain of the band. But I think who was popular? Two Live Crew.
Two Live Crew. Luke.
So I sneak. I tell the baritone, play this note. What? We can't play that. Let's play. Come on. And everybody start catching on, gets the note, and say, "Oh, wait a minute, what's that song?" I did that. Yeah.
You gotta do it, man. I mean, hey, I always say this: if it's in you, it's gotta come out some kind of way.
And just it was just like in me to come out to flourish. Because I knew what I love, and when I saw those parades when Mr. Wesley and the band come down the streets of Atlantic Avenue, I would look at. I promise I was little. I remember I I saw the trumpets come out. Ooh, said, "Oh, I'm gonna play that, mama." I look up, I said, "Oh, mama," and then the drums come out. "Oh, I'm gonna play them things. Oh, I'm gonna play them things." And the tubas came through. I said, "Oh, I'm gonna play that thing too, mama." She's like, "You gonna play that all that?" Yeah, I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it.
Wow, that's awesome.
I told her then.
So let me ask you a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me ask you, Calvin. So with all your musical background, tell me all the instruments you can play today.
The easy question is tell the instruments
that you can't play.
But because I went through so much as a music major, and they put you through so much. We had, God rest his soul, Dr. Daniels at Florida A&M.
Yes.
Beautiful, wonderful clarinetist. The guy was phenomenal. But when I tell you, he put us through, because I was a brass player. I knew pretty much everybody needed to know about it. You had to take brass techniques, we had to take woodwind techniques, and you had to take Dr. Shelley James. I saw him just down Orlando. I had to take percussion techniques. So you had to learn all facets of the band program and all families of the major band programs.
Wow.
And and one of the hardest one was with Dr. Daniels, because I wasn't a woodwind player. He was a clarinetist.
Okay.
He made the thing sing.
Wow.
So and I had that unction, that eagerness, the hunger,
right?
Because I was a music business. I got to learn how to do this stuff. If I'm gonna teach a child how to play it, I got to learn it myself. So he put us through a lot of technical stuff. He would tell us to, okay, you pick the instruments you want, but you're gonna have to play 3 major scales of my choosing. So that means we had to learn all 12 majors.
All 12 of them, right?
Yeah, we had to learn 12. Yeah, because I said, I'm gonna choose a scale, and I'm gonna sit before you like I'm a 5-year-old, and you're gonna tell me how to put this thing together and how to make my first tone. If you can't do that, you will not pass my class.
Wow.
He was like, I'm like a drill sergeant in the Marine Corps concerning instruments and and making sure you know everything from the rooter to the tutor.
Right.
From the flute to clarinet. And Dr. John Daniels, I promise you.
Wow.
And I was, yeah.
That's awesome.
The other professors, we had to write compositions, not only learn how to play the instruments in the percussion section, but we had to write out a composition for the percussion section. So when I tell you, we didn't even get to the level of Dr. Julian White. We had conducted 1 and 2. So and there's a theorist guy named Dr. Horn. He was a white guy, but he's still up there. Okay. And he would make us think. He made us thinkers, not just sit there and follow what's on the paper and everything, but think about what we were doing.
Right.
So that not only were we good conductors and we can listen and understand. Dr. White made us listen to all the genres of music and history, so much that we had to play Name That Tune pretty much. You had to know Franz Schubert, you had to know Franz Liszt, you had to know Chopin, you had to know the songs when you hear them from the jump, like you hear some on the radio right now.
Right.
Wow. So when I tell you we had a well-rounded education, Dr. White put us through so much that we could go up against anybody in any college university, and I promise you, we knew probably have more than they did concerning musicianship and becoming a director, conductor. They really put us through a lot to make us and refine us as great, solid band directors and musicians.
Well, see, that's it right there. I know football. I am a frustrated musician, by the way, and. You know what, though, Calvin? I got to say this. I think most athletes are frustrated musicians.
Yeah.
I think a lot of musicians are frustrated athletes.
Right.
I really do.
We on the other side of the court, but I had the heart and desire to play. I want to go out there and knock heads. But it's just something inside wouldn't let me do it.
Exactly.
And I think it was just by the anointing of God and His hand turning in direction. No, you're gonna go this way.
Yes.
Let's go this way.
Yes. Well,
so I'm just trying to be honest, because I love football to this day. I write plays out like an offensive coordinator. I sit out. I'm telling you, I can write out defensive plays. I can do it right now.
Right now.
I had that mindset. I said, if I played, I promise I would have been a bad joker. I've been a bad.
There's no doubt about it. So I go to when I leave middle school. Matter of fact, let me tell you my music. My little musical history, right? So of course I love Carver High Band, and I go to Carver Middle School, And when I get there, of course, Mr. Wesley is still there.
Uh-huh.
And so all my buddies in the band, and I got in the band too. And I didn't get a chance to pick up. My dad played trumpet and cornet, so I didn't get a chance to pick that. Yeah, everybody had picked that. You know, Larry Coffey was playing trumpet and cornet, and you know, all my buddies, James Sharp and all, they were playing percussion.
Oh, Larry Coffey, boy, you went back then. My goodness.
Oh yeah, that's my boy right there. And then Jake Hodges, and you know, we both played French horn.
Boo, okay.
All right, we played French horn, and so that's how it started. It was like a social group. It's like the boys. We're all in the band together, and you know, and Mr. Wesley had us going, you know, and so so I go to high school, and my intention was to my 10th grade years to march in the band, because every male in my family marched in the band. My daddy, my uncles, my Uncle Bobby, my Uncle Moody, my Uncle Alvin, they all marched in the band, right? Pop marched in the band at Carver High when he was 8th grade. Kevin marched in the band at Carver High when he was 7th grade, right? Yeah. And Todd marched in the band all through high school. And so, hey, I'm gonna do what the Butler men do. I'm gonna march in the band.
See?
Well, I thought I was gonna play JV football and then march in the band. Well, you know, you can't. I didn't know I wasn't gonna be able to do that.
Right.
So I ended up getting a starting job on the football field playing varsity football. So I couldn't march anyway, and so it worked out. You know, and you know, it's amazing how the thing that you're gifted to do, you know, you just follow and it'll take you where it's gonna take you. Right.
Right.
You may think you're gonna do something else, but it'll pretty much fudge that thing out the way if that's your calling. Right.
Right. You're right.
And so I heard you mention before Miss Ann Williams in your life.
That's my piano player. She's got me.
Okay.
Ann Williams.
So tell me your relationship and tell me a little about you and her.
And right. So my mom, she saw that I had a love for music, and at first she wanted to see how I would do with it. So she tested the waters, and they told somebody, I think one of my tutors, somebody told her about Miss Ann Williams. And at that time, when I was 11, 12, she had already retired from Carver.
Yes.
I heard she probably there with Mr. Wesley and all them.
She was there when I was there. I had her for chorus.
Okay. So and so Perry Stokes was there when I was there
at Carver. So I
don't know if he was one of her students or not.
Okay.
So so I went every Saturday morning at 7:30 a.m. was my time to come and get lessons at her house. And she stayed around. She's on the same side as on Louise on that side over there off on where it was 14th Southwest 10th, but it was on the other side. I knew it going to her house.
Right.
And I had my music book and everything, and I went in there and she saw that I had an ear and I could play, and sometimes I would try to cheat my way through, because sometimes I ain't feel like practicing. I gotta say I ain't want to practice this stuff here. I had a book because I have piano students right now, and I just ordered the same book. One of my girls, she's 19 now, I teach right now, and the same book, Sebastian, and she had me work out of this book, and I would play songs. The first song I ever learned on piano was a theme from The Love Story, 1971.
Get out of here, man.
That's the first song I learned. I never get up. I was playing over at Louise's house, you know, Jane mom. I was practicing on her piano, and I learned. She said, "That's the theme of Love." So I said, "What is it, a popular song?" Because I didn't know the movie. I didn't know it. Right. Born in 71. I don't know. Wow. So I'm playing the song. I was like, "That's pretty. Did you learn that yourself?" I said, "Miss Williams gave me this to learn." Okay, you keep on going. You sound good. I said, "Okay, yes, yeah." So that was one of the songs I learned. But then one thing I was doing with her. And I played by ear a lot, so much that I was like, I tried to, you know, learn my music, and I would memorize it. I had a gift. She found out, memorize it. And what she would do while I was playing, she got on me one time, and she peeked it out. She said, "Wait a minute." And while I was playing, she grabbed the book. She said, keep playing.
Keep playing.
And I kept playing the song. You know, I was like, she said, "You memorize this?"
Wow.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
Boy, you got a gift.
That's big. That's big.
How you memorize that song like that? Like, I do it so much, it just come to me easy.
Just come to me.
It like a fish to water, Bobby. I'm telling you, to me, it was like a fish to, like I go to piano right now and play Ribbon in the Sky.
Right. Right.
I mean, I had an ear, and that's what the intrinsic gift. I never forget. I was at Carver Middle School in the summertime. I was riding. I rode my bike out there. It was the day somebody stole my bike too. I never forget that. But I was out there. I rode out. I went home crying, man. But I was at the piano, and this lady was in the room, one of the chorus room, I think it was. And I sat down at the piano, and I just playing all kind of notes. And I was just making all kind of noise.
Right.
And I was like 10 before lessons. I said, one day I just feel like I'm gonna play this thing one day. She said, "Wow, sir, you are gonna play this one day." I was just tinkling the keys, you know. And I was like, I just feel like this is something I'm supposed to be doing right here.
Yes.
I just felt that thing, you know.
Right. Yes.
And I was like, with Miss Ann Williams, and she got on me, and you know, just after the time they stopped smacking people on the head, hitting the wrong notes, stuff like that. But she had that ruler. She was intimidating enough, brother. I was like, okay, all right, I got it right. So, but she made me read the music and the notes. She said, you ain't gonna play by ear here.
Right. You gotta read. You gotta read.
You gonna know what's going on.
Right. That's awesome.
So then on top of that, with Mr. Wesley, you know, comments with that in the tuba, that back and forth, I was like a sandwich. So I was like, okay, I got piano, I got tuba. I was blowing back and forth. So I say, I gotta keep this going. I like this.
Yes, sir.
And I had a love for music. Every I hear music, whatever I heard, I stopped going to the piano and started playing Sheila E.
Okay.
What that song?
Glamorous Life.
The Fabulous there.
Glamorous Life.
So I stopped playing my piano and I stopped transferring that stuff to the horn. Bum, 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 bum. Telling the guys what to play. I said, what? Wow. Yeah, you play this. Okay, now you play this. Or you play this.
Okay.
And I just tell them what to play. So, you know, I could hear my piano, my band at the high school. I was sitting in the bedroom and he walked to the piano, Mr. Tim Skinner, I'll never forget it. And he was playing chords and stuff. I said, I hollered down because I couldn't see the piano, I could only hear it. He looked down at it. I said, E flat. He said, that's right. He said, he started playing something else. Let me play something else. What key am I in now, Cal? I said, B flat.
Wow.
I can listen to it here and just tune in my head. B flat. He said, you got perfect pitch.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
That's the gift from God right there.
Yeah. So that was at Anointing. And on top of that, with Sister Pat Dobard, Patricia Dobard.
Okay.
And she had me on the third in the church, you know, because I was in the choir.
Okay.
So I was in the youth choir singing with.
What church you went to? St. Paul?
Yeah, she was at St. Paul. Yeah, Patricia Dobard, she was with us.
Reverend Thomas?
Yeah, Reverend Thomas.
Yes, sir.
J.W.H. Thomas singing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I was there.
Wait, you know what's funny, right? So when I tell you how frustrated I was as a musician. So I played French horn. Matter of fact, let me back up. We talking about Miss Ann Williams.
Oh, yeah.
My daddy had me going to piano lessons. And then me and Sutton, Reverend Sutton's son.
Okay.
We used to live behind each other. He was a pastor, Church of God in Christ, and my dad, of course, was an AME minister.
Right.
So I guess he figured, you know, learn how to play piano. You can be my piano player, you know, in our church services. And so me and Sutton in there learned the piano. And I forgot what Sutton did something wrong. You know, Miss Greer whooped us behind, right?
Ooh.
And so I said, you know what? I'm quitting. I said, because I'm getting my behind tore up at home.
Yeah.
When I go to school, Miss Lycurgus, Dr. Coleman, I'm getting my behind whooped in school. I said, I ain't signed up for no more whooping. I ain't signed up for no more whooping. When I saw Miss when she whooped that boy, I said, hey, I'm out. I'm done. That was like my football moment. Exactly. And all the Stanford and Bump Mitchell and Coach Walt and all of them kicking my tail and trying to make me tough. Like, man, forget this, man. Forget that, man.
I don't want to do this.
My calling ain't out here.
Right.
But you know, man, but then what happened to me, I love the bass guitar.
Oh, yeah, that's my
And so I started listening, you know, of course, when I was a kid, Motown was the hottest thing going in elementary school. And, you know, and then, you know, soul music, funk music became James Brown, Parliament, Funkadelic, all that became a part of my life. And I was listening to that bottom, and man, I wanted to play bass so bad. So my dad bought me a bass when I was 12 years old. And so I wanted to be the next Jermaine Jackson. right?
Look at you. All
I had
right.
the fro, not quite as big as Jermaine, but I had the fro working.
You had the fro. You
I
had the fro
working. Yeah, I had the fro working, and I was playing bass a little bit. Matter of fact, me, Johnny Rowe, you probably don't remember Johnny Rowe. He played football with us at the high school. And then Bobo. Bobo,
Okay.
you know Bobo?
I know the name. What's his real name? Can you call him Bobo?
What's Bobo's first name? Bobo's a little younger than me. He played keyboards at Church and God in Christ. His dad had a church on Southwest 13th Avenue, right down the street from Larry Coffee now.
Yeah,
Church
I know.
of God in Christ, right there. Is right north of that second Avenue and 13th.
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And Joseph, Bobo Joseph. I don't know what Bobo's first name, but we call him Bobo. Anyway, well, Bobo became a real serious keyboard player at his dad's church and through the church. And but in the AME church back then, there was no drums, there was no guitars.
Yeah.
And so I every time my dad asked me about the bass, I still got one out there. I said, it's your fault. I said, because we couldn't play the guitar in the church. So I ain't get to practice a lot. I was playing ball all the time, right? So, but still, I love that bass guitar. Now, if I can go back and do anything different, I will get in the orchestra and play the upright bass.
All right.
And I think that probably led me playing a little bit more music after I started playing ball.
Oh yeah, that's a fun instrument. My youngest took up the string bass. He's 15 now. Wildwood High School.
Okay.
So you look out for him. His name is Chandler Lance Brown.
Okay.
He's about 6'2", about 215 pounds.
Okay.
He's playing on both sides of the ball, the defensive end. He playing JV this past year, and they didn't lose a game. But the varsity had a pretty rough season.
What high school? What high school?
Wildwood.
Okay. All right.
He's down there, Wildwood. Yeah.
Wow.
Wildwood. Yeah, he plays Wildwood. So
my best college buddy was a guy by the name of Keith Jones. He played at Wildwood High School.
Oh yeah.
Way back in the old days. And to now, we're like this. We're good buddies, right? To this day. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's good, man. That's good. I'm gonna keep my eye out for him, man.
Yeah,
maybe we'll get somebody to go to Florida State from your house. Maybe we get
Hey, seriously, he just told me, because I just took him to Disney World past Tuesday when I was down there for the FAMU Classic. I took him with me to the game. He had never been to HBCU game, and and his lowest grade was a 92.
Oh, he's doing good, man.
Yeah, he's a scholar.
He's doing good.
He's straight because his mama got a PhD, so she Dr. Brown.
Yeah, she on it.
So she went to Florida State and got a PhD at Florida State.
That's cool.
So I got my master's. I said, that's good, brother. I thought you were gonna go down a line of music. Your mama had him playing tennis. I thought, oh man, he could play tennis. What? That boy plays before he won. And they went down there and he joined the football team and shocked me.
Right.
See me picture him in uniform. I say, what? You playing football? Yes, sir, playing football. Yes, I say, wow.
That's good.
Okay. He told me he wanted to go to Harvard and major in business.
Wow, man. I like that.
But just recently, just last Tuesday, he just told me, or Monday, he said, well, Dad, I think second thoughts, I want to go to either University of Central Florida or Florida State to study business.
That's cool, man.
Said, okay, son, the world is yours, brother. What do you want to do?
That's cool, man. That's cool.
Yeah,
man.
So I said, whether you play football or not, I'm still behind you.
Hey, I'm supporting you, man. It's amazing. It's so important to support kids' dreams. Like your mom supported you, right?
Oh, yes.
And my mom, bro, I can tell you a story about my mother, man. It's unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
That mom.
I got some stories that, even with the inspiration of the kids and lives that God has allowed me to touch, but even back with my mom, like you just said, I was my 16th birthday, this big old white truck backed up in my our driveway. And I said, what's that? Mom was like, you'll see. I said, what devil she got me? And it rolled up, and in the back of the truck rolled up, brand new piano.
Wow, man. See?
And she shocked me. I said, what?
Oh, man.
That thing cost $1,500, she told me. She said, you gonna practice? You gonna play this? I said, yes, ma'am. Because I was going to Miss Williams. Yeah, so you gonna play this.
That's good, man. That's good.
Oh, yeah.
That's good, man. That's good. That's good, man. I tell you what, I wish I hadn't put it down, man. I wish I hadn't because see, one thing about music, you can play forever. You can play until you leave here.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
You can't play football till you leave here.
Because arthritis is somebody told me,
Hey,
because somebody
I tried.
arthritis something set in.
Calvin, I tried. I got 12 years in the league. I wasn't done, but they was done with me. They sent me to the patcher. Hey, no, you too old, man. You can't run. We got Dion. We got these guys, the young boys here now. You might.
Yeah, I saw Dion mentioning you in one of his videos as you was one of his mentors at Florida State. Man.
Well, we played together 4 years.
Okay.
And so when he came to Atlanta, I was in my 9th season. I was an old man. I was an old man. Didn't get excited about the game like I used to when I was young. Yeah. I can intercept the ball. I can pick six. I can put it in the end zone. I get a ball back to the ref. I go there and sit down, catch my breath, just think about the next play. No excitement. Just no excitement no more.
Yeah.
I was working.
Yeah.
And when Dion came in 1989, I'll never forget it, man. His first game, he ran a punt back. He had just flew in town.
Yeah.
It was really Saturday morning because he caught a red eye from Seattle because he was playing the Yankees. Hit a home run against the Seattle Mariners that night. When his agent called and said, "We got the deal struck. We need to get you on a red eye to Atlanta." So he flew in the middle of the night to Atlanta. He was there to practice Saturday morning with no sleep. Signed his paper, and they had him going through the walkthrough. I said, he can't play. He don't know nothing about the defense. They suited him up Sunday. And the rest is history. He ran a punt back man, it was so exciting, man.
Y'all was on that Georgia Tech field.
No, we was on Fulton County Stadium.
Fulton County Stadium, okay. Yeah, I saw
it.
He said he gonna buy everybody, all the linemen, either what they said, money or Rolex watch or something, and all the people who blocked for him.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, he took care of everybody now. But now, and so he went from showing up, he did that. And before I knew it, I threw my hands in the air like that. I ain't never been that excited in a long time. And I ran the field to jump on him, and and I got a chance. Now. I played a long time. And I consider myself a pretty good corner, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But Dion had ability like I ain't never seen before in my life. And, I come from Delray. We play football. Everybody can run. I mean, I played and grew up watching great defensive backs like Barry Hill, Charles Cornelius. I mean, I can go on and on, right? And I used to work out with them. And so I understood the game. But my whole life, I've never seen anything like him.
Yeah. Never.
And I can sit here, I can talk to you till tomorrow about some of the things I saw him do. And it was unbelievable.
It seemed like it was effortless, wasn't it? It was
even in the games, Calvin, I would do this. After he do something, I shake my head. Did I just see that? Did I really see it? Did he do that?
Yeah.
That's the kind of player he was. And the thing about Dion too that really I love immediately. You knew right away he was the most gifted player on the field.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
All right. But I remember the first week of practice after he scored that touchdown, when practice was over, everybody was going out the back door, going home. But I said, I never would go home. I went to study more film after practice.
Yeah.
And so I made a left turn going down to our room, the defensive back room, and he was behind me, and they called me Love. He said, "Love, where you going?" I said, "Man, I'm going to the film room." And he came in there with me, sat down. I started watching film. He said, "What you looking for?" He said, "Just film." I go, "No, bro." I said, "This gold right here."
Yeah.
I said, I said, "If you come here with me every day, I'm gonna teach you how to find treasure."
Yeah.
I'm gonna teach
so you was the one that taught him how to do that.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna teach you.
Study your opponent.
I'm gonna teach you how not to play with all your speed. You don't have to do that if you know where they're going.
Right.
So, and it's amazing. He was a rookie, not just a rookie.
Yeah.
He was prime time.
Yeah.
Most guys with that kind of mentality, hey man, I ain't studying no film. Now that practice over, I'm going to Magic City. All right, I'm just telling you the truth. So, but he wasn't like that. He came in there, and then when I started talking to him and teaching him about how to break down these receivers, and we started keeping a book. And so I said, well, look, now, this is what we do. You keep a book on every receiver. I said, but we keep a book on offensive coordinators.
Oh.
Because they get fired and go
they
to
got tendencies.
Teams,
right.
And they do the same thing what they've been doing at the other team they were with.
Right.
So we keep a book on all of them.
Now that's smart. That's gold. That is gold. I didn't think of it that way. That's gold.
Now let me tell you who taught me that. Barry Hill taught me a lot of things. All right. But one night, I had a cousin. See, y'all don't know. I'm taking you somewhere tonight.
All right.
I got a cousin named Jim Butler. His nickname is Cannonball. Played football at Carver High. Played 10 years in the National Football League. He's a running back from Boynton Beach.
Was he with Bump Mitchell and them?
No. He didn't play with Bump Mitchell and them. He might have played against. He might have played during that time with Bump. I can tell you, Cannonball graduated high school. I keep all this stuff right here at my desk. Cannonball graduated high school in 1960. Bump Mitchell graduated high school in 55.
Okay.
So he was 5 years younger than Bump.
Okay.
Cannonball left Carver, played tight end in high school. Now, I want you to hear this now. This is one of the issues we have in Delray when it comes to football. We got so much talent, Calvin. Yeah. Everybody can't play.
I know.
I'm just telling you. And it was like that before we integrated. It was like that when you had Carver High. We had you had in 6th you had Greg Dobson, you had Pop Grover, you had Abraham Wooten, and you had Randy Strong all playing the same backfield.
That's a weird backfield. That's a bad backfield there.
Bruh, it don't get no better. And Greg Dobson, in my opinion, Greg Dobson's the GOAT, in my opinion, right?
Right.
And Pop Grover and Abraham Wooten wasn't no joke. Randy was a fullback. You know, he was mean and nasty, right? He was a fullback.
Yeah.
But then guys who live in Delray who couldn't play at Carver, they went to Seacrest and played before integration.
Right.
So over there, you had Dennis Matthews, Rock.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You had Rock playing at Seacrest along with Horace Bush. See, people don't remember this. And along with Ronnie Mack, who may be the most explosive offensive player to ever come out of Delray. I'm just telling you, right? So you got those three playing the backfield at Seacrest, and you got those three playing the backfield over at Carver. Now, what if they're all on the same team?
I was just about to say that, brother. But I said, what if they was what if they was all on Carver or all on Seacrest? They run the table. They go 12, 13, 16, 0.
Well, they did run the table. Them 2 years, they won back-to-back state titles with what they had. So they were deep like that, right? So much talent, man. That's the thing about Delray. That's why when I talk about Delray, I'm proud because see, your brother was a monster football player.
Yeah.
Charlie Brown was a monster. So when I played rock ball, see, he was younger than me. So the older guys, we look back at the young teams and watch them play.
Uh-huh.
While those young guys, they looking up to us like, oh man, they doing it, right?
Right.
And I remember when I was playing the rock, 130 pounds. I'm the quarterback for Bill Smith, 130 pounds. We won everything.
Who's your coach?
Bill Smith, the founder of the Delray Rocks.
Yeah, okay.
All right. So I look back down to Boot, Tom Smith. You remember Boot?
I heard the name, yeah.
Boot lived around the corner from y'all.
Right, okay.
All right. He lived, you know where Raynard Jones lived?
Yeah.
He lived right there in that cul-de-sac right there.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Yeah.
Right
all
around
right.
the corner, right? And so when I watched Boot play, Boot threw the prettiest ball out of all of us. Perfect spiral every time that ball just
It's just sell.
And I said, man, look at Boot throwing that ball, man. I used to throw the ball, but I ain't have no perfect spiral.
Yeah.
All the time, right?
Right.
Man, Boot had a perfect ball every time. And so I go on to Florida State, and my senior year, we're playing Memphis State up in Memphis. Oh, and guess who the starting quarterback? Boot, Tom Smith. And I'm playing corner, and I'm just looking at him. I go, that's my homeboy. I was so proud. But on the other hand, I can't let him throw no balls on me. Right. They ain't completing no passes over here.
You play corner?
I play corner. Bro, okay. You throw that ball if you want to. I'm going to be going the other way. I love you. But, you know, that's the power of Delray. And so I always got a chance. I always say this, that I sat at a perfect spot, that I got a chance to see those guys play at Carver. Yeah. And see, I never got a chance to go to a Seacrest High game. But when I didn't go to Carver High games, I would listen to Seacrest play on the radio, because Buck Ward was still doing the radio for Seacrest, the same guy who did radio when I was in high school, right?
Right.
So Buck Ward was doing the radio. And so right there in my house, man, I was dreaming and taking all and listening to all the great players from our community play.
Right.
And so it's just a strong tradition. But we're bigger than football. Oh, yes. And we're bigger than baseball, even though we've done well in baseball, right?
I played 9 years. I don't know.
you understand what I'm saying? We're bigger than all that.
Oh, yeah.
Our community excels in every area.
Oh, yeah.
That's why it was important for me to get you on this show. Because one of the things that I do know, that even though I went the football route, you went the music route, and Red Odom went the baseball route.
Yes, sir. That's my coach.
Right, your coach. And so all of us went our different ways, but inspiration don't change.
It don't.
And so when I tell you the guys who inspired me, I always start with Gale Sayers. He inspired me. I saw him play on TV, and I go, oh, I want to do that, right? The day I saw him play, Calvin, I went to my room. Nobody told me to do this, and I don't know where I heard it from. I don't know where I got this from. I don't know why I did this. I saw him play, and I was turned on. Yes, when I say turned on, I was turned on.
Yeah.
I go to my room. I take a number 2 pencil. Remember the old number 2 pencil?
Yes, sir.
And I wrote down on a piece of paper, I am a pro football player. I was 9 years old.
Yeah.
Wrote it, put it on my dresser.
Yes, sir.
And I would tell everybody that. So I go to school. I was speaking. I didn't know what I was doing.
Just like I knew I was doing the piano, right?
That's right. I go to school, and I'll never forget, Miss Lycurgus asked me, first day of school, she asked everybody, she went down the road, asked everybody, what y'all want to be when y'all grow up? I'm sitting on about the third row halfway. She get to me. Everything was good. Oh, you want to be a lawyer? You want to be a fireman? You want to be a police officer? I want to be a teacher. Everything, she was like, good. She came to me, she said, Bobby, what you want to do when you grow up? I said, I want to be a professional football player. And immediately she said, you got to find a backup plan. And the whole class started laughing. And Calvin, on the inside, I was boiling.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I said, I'm going to show all y'all. I kept saying it to myself. I was in there angry. I'm going to show y'all. Y'all wait. I'm going to show all y'all. I'm going to show y'all. Right. I'm going to show y'all. And so
that's that seed. Yeah, seed God planted inside you.
That was that seed. And then I go to a Carver High game. They play in Roosevelt.
Okay. Right?
And I saw Anthony Penn do something just incredible, the quarterback. And left my mouth like this. And Larry Coffey was on the sideline with his dad. But the next day, I go to the Coffey's house. And I told Larry and Coach Coffey, I'm going to be Anthony Penn.
You said what?
I'm going to be Anthony Penn.
Okay.
I'm going to be the next Anthony Penn. And I'll never forget, they looked at me like, okay. I started throwing the football.
Yeah.
So now listen to this now. I'm throwing the football. I started throwing the football. I started scrambling like I saw him scramble. I put on a white shirt. I get a pen and write number 10, because that was his number 10. And I would put pen on the back, like I'm him, right? And I would go out, we play street ball, and I'd be out there running, scrambling, throwing that ball. Bam! Bam! So one day, I'm playing on the north side of town. I'm playing with kids 2 years older. My cousin Tony Scott, Vic Mitchell, Toot Mitchell, God rest his soul, and a guy named Smitty Boo. You know Smitty Boo?
I heard that, yeah.
All right, Smitty Boo. So I'm playing with guys 2 years older. And I'm out there doing them, Calvin. I'm throwing that ball. Bam, bam, bam. And Bump Mitchell just so happened to be coming down the street. And he saw us in the street playing. And he pulled over on the side. He didn't get out the car. He was just watching. I wasn't paying. I saw the car come, but I wasn't paying no attention. We just playing. And then he gets out the car. And he said, hey, Bobby, come here. I go, yes, sir. He said, you gonna play football for the Rocks this year? I said, I want to. He said, how old are you? I said, I'm 10. He said, I'm coaching the 10-year-old team, the 80-pound team. He said, you make sure you come out now. And then he stopped the game. He told all those guys to line up and run pass patterns. He wanted to see me throw the ball.
Yeah.
Rest is history.
I
played with Bump that year. We won the whole championship. I scored the game-winning touchdown with 19 seconds in the championship game.
Yeah, I love it.
I've been messed up ever since. Hey, Calvin, I ain't been the same since, right?
Hey, I love it.
And
the story is legends.
So inspiration, Barry Hill, Charles Cornelius, Anthony Penn, Randy Strong. See, when I was in the 10th grade, I'm playing quarterback at Atlantic. And Randy Strong gets drafted by the Baltimore Colts.
Oh, man.
So we used to all work out together. The best high school players, the college guys, and the pros at Carver High.
Yeah.
And they let me work out with them.
Yeah. Greatness just came out.
And I feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Working out with them. Right? All right. And so Randy, they moved Randy from linebacker back to the backfield like he did in high school. He hadn't played in the backfield for 4 years. And so I'm out there throwing balls and getting him acclimated to catching balls again and run out the backfield. I'm working out with these guys. So, hey, it was my time. I'm taking one step at a time. The journey was like that. I'm in high school and working out with these guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then I go to college. And I come home every summer and I'm still working out with those guys. Charles Cornelius, all those guys. Matter of fact, Charles Cornelius, after I got drafted, I spent the whole summer backpedaling with Charles Cornelius. That's when Block 48 in Delray? What's it called?
Yeah, Block 48 still there, yeah.
We didn't have Block 48 when I was a kid. We practiced at Plumosa, the Rocks, at Plumosa.
Yeah.
And we practiced over at the baseball diamond. No, we practiced at the baseball diamond by Clay High. James T. Building now on 4th and Atlantic.
Yeah,
Where the police department is, there used to be a baseball diamond right there on the corner.
It sure was, you're right.
And so that's what we practice at, 105 and 130.
Then you moved to Block 48, yeah.
And so now they're at Block 48. So when I was in playing pro ball, I come home and they're working out at Block 48. And so I'll never forget it, man. I go out there one day because we work out every day at 4:00.
Yep.
And we'll get there at 4. And I got there one day and I didn't see nobody. I'm going, where everybody at? But they was playing soccer out there on the field.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, what they doing out here? So I'm out there, I'm getting ready to scream. Y'all got to get off the field at 4:00 now. And then it hit me. I can't tell them to do that. This is a public park.
Right.
I ain't paying no fee to get here. They paying taxes just like you. At least they're supposed to be. So anyway, I mean, that's what it was like to be inspired and also to have those older guys look back and pull you up. Bro, it was not like that. And so when I look at you, when I hear you talk about Ms. Ann Williams, I hear you talk about Perry Stokes, when I hear you talk about Mr. Wesley, that inspiration, those who invested in you, right?
Yeah.
And it took you to where you are today.
Yeah.
And God, you won't know this until you get to heaven. But you're gonna know it one day.
Why he did what he did, yeah.
the people that you've touched doing what you do. To God be the glory. See,
Can I share a quick story with you?
God put a football in my hand. He put music in your hands, right?
Yeah.
For his glory. Not yours, not mine.
Can I share a story with you before we go?
Ahead, man. Go ahead.
There's the guy, one of my band students, I never forget it. His name is Johnny. And I had a colleague that, she left out of Georgia area because she had bad sinuses and everything, but she was we were both rivalry band directors. That was, I can remember it, from Florida A&M. And she know I came down, and I was on the Don Robbins the Southwest Cab. He interviewed me when I came down here, because the big band, it was just, he knew what he was doing. He was over the band, and so he became my boss. He said, all I got left is orchestra, Brown. If you want to come down here and teach, I said, okay, I'll take whatever. Then I said, until I get to the band director position came open, and I got one this job. And these 8th graders, they just lost their band director because she just left out, and she recommended me to the position, but they didn't take me so well, because I had my own ways of teaching and my style that they weren't used to.
Right.
And then fast forward 5-6 years later, I got a phone call from Johnny from Carl. And I was in the middle of crossroads, and I was asking God, God, is this for me? Is this really what you want me to do? Because I'm really ready to put this baton down and go do something else. Because I really don't want to do this. I don't even. What's my purpose here? Why am I here? What's going on? I want to give up. I want to quit. God knew in my heart. So he knew. So right then and there, I got a phone call. I was in my office after prayers, and Johnny called me from college. He said, Mr. Brown, I said, I don't know if you remember me, but I was in that 8th grade class when you first got there. I know you thought we probably the worst band you ever had teaching, because we was hell on wheels to you, and we didn't treat you like we ought to be treating. But it was words you taught and said to me that didn't fall on hollow grounds.
Amen.
You put some words in me, some seeds in me. I said, these are 5 D's in life to be successful. And I said, oh, you remember that? I said, yes. He said, all but one, Ms. Brown, that's why I'm calling you. You said discipline, desire, dedication, and drive. He said, I said determination. That's the 5th D. That's the 5 D's. Discipline, desire, determination. If you keep those things in your mind, keep in the forefront of your head, anything you want to do in life, you will be able to achieve it.
Yes, you will.
He said, Mr. Brown, because you gave me those words and I lived on those words, I had the opportunity, even after my daddy died, to go off into being a gang and to go crazy stuff, smoke weed, smoke dope, and everything else. But I chose to listen to you, and you said, stay on your instrument. You never know where God gonna take you in your life.
Yes, amen.
He called me and told me on the phone, man. When I got off that phone, I promise you, I turned into a big old giant bag of water.
Absolutely.
It was like God got a right hook from heaven.
Yes, sir. Amen.
Right in the gut. Boom. Now this is what you're supposed to be doing. This is your purpose. This is what I put you on this earth for. This is why you're here.
Amen.
To touch and change lives.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I say, now that's one I told you about. Now imagine ones I didn't tell you about.
Absolutely.
How many lives you changed?
And I'm gonna tell you, and it's gonna be many, because see, one of the things I always look at when I look at the scriptures, right? When I think about Jesus pouring his life into the 12, right?
Yeah.
He poured his life into 12.
Yes, he did.
And because they went and did what they're supposed to do with the message, we know about him today.
Yeah.
Started with 12.
Yeah.
So we get, with those 12, when we get home one day, we can say thank you to every one of them, right? Including Paul, right? We'll say thank you to all of them.
Paul was a bad boy.
Because they touched somebody who touched somebody who touched somebody who eventually touched us.
Yeah.
And inspired us. And so I was in a locker room one day, Calvin, playing the Falcons. And I heard the Lord speak to me clearly, just as clear as you and I are talking right now. And he said to me, I did not create you to win championships or to be a Pro Bowler. I created you to glorify my name with the gifts and talents that I've given you. When I got that revelation, my life changed.
Yeah.
Not only did it change, but because I sought the kingdom first, prioritized first, he added all those things to me. And then as I went around and ministered to my teammates and, prayed with them and, preached to them and did everything I could as a believer in the locker room, Dion came and we were roommates. So he in my room, I'm going to preach the gospel. That's what I do. I'm going to witness. That's what I do. I'm going to share testimony. That's what I'm there for. I'm really not there to play ball. It's just a vehicle that the Lord uses to do what he wants me to do. Yeah. So, and me and Dion, man, he's my, I call him my little big brother, right? Yeah. He's my little big brother. He's my little brother because he came after me. He's younger. He's my big brother because he did more than I did in the game, right?
I followed him today. I watch his YouTube videos, yeah.
But the Lord showed me him one day. And he showed me how he was going to be able to lead thousands of people to him.
Yeah. Yeah. He doing it. Yeah.
He doing it. And
because
so
that Bobby Butler spark, you did what God told you to do.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what really blessed me one day. Now, he young when he come. I'm an old man in the game. I was an old man. I was still young, but I was I retired when I was 34. And so when I be ministering to him, he said, Bobby, maybe when I get older, right now I just want to have some fun.
Yeah.
I said, D, tomorrow not promised to you, bro.
Yeah.
You need to get right now. You ain't doing nothing so bad. You ain't no different than nobody else. The Bible say all have sinned and fall short of glory of God. I said, you need to come on in. You don't even drink. You don't even. I said, man, come on in.
He don't cuss. He don't drink.
He don't cuss. He don't do that. And so I retired and I left. And it was the second year I was out. And I was somewhere and my wife called me and she said, Bobby, Dion left your message on the recorder. I said, what do you want? She said, no, you just need to listen to it when you come home. Listen to the message when you come home. So I came home, Calvin, and I played the message. He said, Bobby, this your boy D. He said, man, I just want to let you know I done found the Lord. I done surrendered my heart to the Lord. Bruh, I cried like a baby. You talking about crying. I cried like a baby.
Yes, sir.
I cried like a baby.
Yes, sir.
And so even to this day, he's gonna always be my brother. We keep up. I don't talk to him as much as I used to, but we talk from time to time. I keep up with him, and I'm always praying for him. And I saw him. When was the last time I saw Dion? I saw him at a funeral in Tallahassee. The equipment manager died, and the equipment manager was like his father figure. So he came to the funeral. That's when he was at Jackson State a couple of years ago. Yeah, a couple of years ago. Well, look, man, we don't ran out of time, man. We on here preaching, man. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, man, thank you so much, Calvin, for being with us.
Man, I appreciate you having me, man.
Hey, we're going to do this again. We're going to come up with some music things, and we're going to come over here and bring a whole bunch of folk like we did the Carver High Band thing.
I'm going to have to write your theme music, brother. Write your song.
I need you to write me a song. There you go. Just put some, you played too, put some bottom in it, man.
I know what you want, your son and folk.
Hey, Carl, thanks for listening, Carl. Carl wants to listen to the show tonight. But listen, man, bless you, man. Hey, ladies and gentlemen,
man, okay.
Comment on the thing and share it with your friends. Tell them about what we're doing here tonight. We had the great legend from Delray Beach, Calvin Brown, with us. Thank you again, bro. Appreciate you.
Bless you, man. I appreciate you having me, man.
Love you, man.
All right, love you.